Thinking about buying a franchise? Don't go it alone. Just like a buyer's agent in real estate, you deserve someone who's on your side every step of the way. That's where Todd Abraham, the franchise guy, comes in. Todd's consulting services are completely free to anyone looking to buy a franchise. He'll represent your interest, make sure all your questions are answered, and walk you through the entire buying process. With Todd in your corner, you'll have the best chance for success from your first call to the day you hold the keys to your new business. So before you buy a franchise, talk to someone who knows the industry inside and out and works for you. Call Todd Abraham, the franchise guy, today at 423-381-0925 for a free, no-pressure consultation. That's 423-381-0925. Your future in franchising starts here.
Welcome to the Franchise Flashlight Podcast Series. My name is Todd Abraham, and you are tuning in either on franchiseradio.net, Spotify Music, Amazon Music, Apple Music, Podbean, Deezer. This podcast goes out to about 12 to 15 major podcast networks. And this is episode 49 of the Franchise Flashlight Podcast Series, where we spotlight new and emerging franchises. And today, after cutting my grass in 96 degrees South Tennessee weather with about 80% humidity, I am sitting here looking at Rob Bryan's website for Natural Blends Nutrition Cafe and thinking, man, I could sit down and consume that whole menu right now.
Yeah, or it would have been best to come in and get one before. Yeah, get a nice, amino acid protein with electrolytes and all that, and that's what we do. It's exactly what we do. I mean, I guess we'll get into that. I don't want to hit the ground running too fast here.
Yeah. But yeah, we're talking with Rob Bryan. He is the founder, him and his wife, of Natural Blends Nutrition Cafe, and the website is naturalblendscafe.com. And the franchise information link is on the navigation menu on the main website. But I'm telling you, if you're anywhere within 50 to 75 miles of where his cafe is, or you're traveling through, if you look at the website, you're going to go by there. I mean, that is a beautiful website, and it really features, all of your different offerings that you have there. So, Rob, tell us a little bit about. I love the story behind the beginning of this. So, tell us about yourself and tell us how that started.
Ooh, how long do we have here? We've jumped in this 13 years ago in the beginning of 2014, and it's been a crazy ride ever since. It took off. I mean, where do I start here? I mean, how much time do we have on this?
Well, just give us the Reader's Digest version, but I mean, it's just, you basically started this with not even the goal in mind of really it becoming what it is today, right?
Oh no, we wanted to do, really, my idea was to do a nutrition store. I was a personal trainer. I started competing down here and the bodybuilding, doing that stuff. And I wanted to do a nutrition store, and that was my goal. I started selling nutrition products to clients of mine, and a buddy of mine owned a gym right here, and I was in there with the table set up, and I was kind of just doing my thing, selling nutrition products, looking to do a nutrition store. And I had a few friends of mine that own businesses that heavily steered me against it. They're like, listen, it's one dimensional. You can't compete with the vitamin shops and the GNCs. It's just going to be too hard. And so I looked into kind of another option, which me and my wife kind of moved in this area. I'm from a little more south. She's from north. So we parted ways here in Boynton Beach, and we kind of put our heads together, and we're like, listen, let's do something kind of, we were going to the gym. The real story is, we were going to the gym, and after the gym, she would want to get these protein shakes and these smoothies. So we would try the different places, and each one of them I just kind of wasn't happy with. I'd ask how much protein was in the smoothie. None of them kind of knew. They didn't know what the calories were. And being a trainer and a competitor, I wanted to kind of know a little bit more about what I'm putting in my body, and especially these places are going next to gyms, and they're supposed to be health wise. So I looked in, I'm like, you know what? Why don't we do our own shop and incorporate all these nutrition products that I want to do into the smoothies in that way. And now I could do kind of both. I don't have to just rely on paying rent with just nutrition products. We have smoothies, acai bowls, the health food, everything else, and we put it all in one package. Like I said, I'm almost 50, I'm a little older, but I go back to the bowling alleys they had down here. They had the cool little pro shops where they literally had everything for that bowling alley in there. And I'm wondering why, I've been to a million gyms down here in South Florida, and, I'm just wondering why the gyms haven't followed that lead and have put in little glass display tables or little things to sell shaker bottles and hand towels and all those little, wrist wraps and gloves and all that stuff. All these kids have their money right on their phone now,
Right.
and
That's right.
it's no, so I wanted to create a pro shop, an all around shop that just for the gym enthusiast, which everybody's kind of a gym enthusiast now. I mean,
I need to be more of a gym enthusiast.
well, you see every walk of life in there now. It's not like it was
Yeah.
20, 30 years ago. The gym memberships are $10. And I mean, literally, you see everyone from high school kids in there to seniors and to guys after work in plumbers and electrician uniforms and everything else. You see every walk of life in there. And
Yeah.
and it's become mainstream. And it's not
The
just
only
and I highly believe it's just not a trend or a fad that's going to go out of style like some of these, I don't want to say some other names, but these other products that come, they have some good products that come out, and but I don't see a lot of them sticking as lines of this as a nutrition and the nutrition industry. I think people are getting more health wise conscious, and it's only going to get stronger,
yeah.
and better.
Let's talk about old school products that were so trendy and now they're gone. The Flowbee, remember that? The vacuum hair cutting
Yes.
system they used to have.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. All right. First of all, tell us, where is your cafe?
Well, we're in West Palm Beach. We have one in Boynton Beach. We have one in Green Acres, and we have one in West Palm. We
So
have
you got 3 locations.
we have 3 locations. Yes. We have
Okay,
3 locations.
wow. Yeah, when we talked on the phone, I thought you just had 1, but you've actually got 3, so that's awesome. But your first location was kind of it was just didn't you say that it was like just family, and you worked yourself for like 3 or 4 months to death, and you finally hired somebody, and
Yeah, exactly what we did. We opened up. We kind of thought we had enough saved. We thought we kind of had a little business plan down, and we turned out to need. We weren't even close. We weren't even close. We had to borrow money from my wife's family, a little bit from my family, and just kind of open, not like we wanted to. We had 3 little shelves. Now I have 8 full shelves. We had 3 shelves and they were completely kind of emptied, things just pieced around. None of the murals on the wall. The shops weren't what they were at all, what they look like now. But I had a vision for them. I knew what I wanted to do. We just went into this with no business plan, the wrong way. I don't suggest. We thought we knew what we were doing. I don't suggest going into this without a business plan and how I did it. But yeah, we had no employees for the first 4 months. It was just me, my wife on weekends. She already has a 9 to 5, so it was her nights and weekends kind of between her job, her mom and dad, her sister. It was just a family affair for the first 4 months until we all kind of burned out, and I winded up giving up the key to an employee. It was kind of yeah, it was a scary thing to do in the beginning. Back then it was our lives and our livelihood, and it was our everything, and we put everything into that place. And it took about 3 years to fully make it what we wanted to make it, build it into what it is.
well, and that's what's awesome, because now your franchisees don't have to go through that. They have got a plug and play system here with I mean, this is one of the best websites I have to say I've ever seen. Just the way that it spotlights your different offerings and the presentation, it just looks really, really good. Again, we're talking to Rob Bryan. And Rob, what's your wife's name?
Tiffany.
Robin Tiffany. We probably should have had her on the podcast too, but she may be one that might be camera shy.
Oh, she's
But
got the kids out there. We got a 5 and a 4-year-old. Our little man turns 4 actually tomorrow. So
that's
if you hear
awesome.
them screaming or running in here, I'm kind of she's got them tamed right now. So
That's cool. Yeah, so Natural Blends Cafe, again, the link for the franchise information is on the website. So at what point did you determine that, hey, this would make a great franchise offering?
What we didn't, the people did. We
Right,
listened to our customers. I mean, we had customers that would mention it in line. I'd be talking to at the register, and then 2 or 3 people back in line, someone else would hear me and say, "Yes, yes, come go east or go to Wellington or here," and then someone behind them would say something, and it was the people. The people spoke,
yeah,
and they've been requesting us everywhere, and it's been time. I mean, it's been a little rough the last few years, the economy ups and downs, doing everything
right,
ourselves. We don't have partners. It's just me and my wife. We're a one-man team with everything. And then
right,
having the kids like we just did back to back. We had these two 17 months apart. So that
right,
was a little, that was the handful if you have kids. And but with our team of the faith of the good Lord and our team at FMS, we're here and we're ready. We've taken our time and done everything the right way. We looked into this a couple years ago with some other companies, and I could tell you, giving up doing this was a big step, but
right,
choosing the right company and the right team, I already know, and we could go into that. It's a whole nother story about you're nothing without your team, literally.
right.
And I
That's
know
right.
that. I know that. There's a reason why, and like I said, I can get into that and how Tom Brady just goes over here to this team after retiring and into Tampa and just wins Super Bowls. And I'm not a big football guy, but I mean that's no fluke. Everybody knows it's
Right.
about your team. It's you're nothing without your team. I truly believe that, and FMS is, I mean,
They're
I don't see a better team out there. I mean, a family-oriented, Christian-based team like they are. I mean, Chris Connor, his brother Tim, I mean, Michelle White, Laura Rosenthal, Caitlin. I mean, they're all fun. I can't say enough. Literally, they're all phenomenal, great people.
yeah,
They literally, I mean, weekends, nights, whenever you need them, they're there. I mean, they have been for us. And I mean, like I said, I don't have a huge business degree. I come from bartending background down here, personal trainer. I've done sales, but I gave my trust and my livelihood to these guys, and I have no regrets of one. So I'm just so blessed to have them. I can't be more happier than
well,
with them.
you're right, and as a franchisor myself, I got to witness that firsthand. And one of the things, and we'll just go ahead and do our what I should say, our sponsor spotlight here, because Franchise Marketing System is the sponsor for the Franchise Flashlight podcast series. And like Rob was saying, this is a team that has helped create over 700 franchise brands since 2009. And what's awesome about them is, like Rob was saying, is they're so fluid together, and they're so humble. And because when you Rob can say this, I can say this. When you begin to look at franchising your business model, most franchisors don't know what they don't know. So you don't really know what questions to ask. I mean, it's just a whole new game. And Franchise Marketing Systems is awesome about welcoming you in, explaining everything in the best detail. And then if you ask any question, they probably heard it 100 times, but they will answer it as though they've never heard it before. Again, just total humility, and they communicate with you through the entire process so well, so you never have to guess where they're at, what's going on, and the finished product is really, really professional and awesome. In fact, like I said, look at naturalblendscafe.com, click on the franchise link, and look at that franchise information website. That was created by FMS.
I was. I was
Yeah,
going to say.
and the other great thing about it is that when you choose them to create your franchise, their price is going to be roughly about the same as most of your other franchise creation companies, but they break their fee up for you into 6 to 8 monthly installments so that you can keep cash in your pocket while they're going through the process of creating your franchise for you.
That's exactly what we did. I want to
Yeah,
say that's what helped us get, like I said, me and my wife don't have partners. We're a one-man team, so it wasn't easy just to throw out that kind of money. They work with you through and like I said, the website, they do everything. And the good part about their team, honest, is Michelle. like I said, she does the FDDs, but she's worked in other parts. She's
Right.
done, and same thing with Chris and Tim and all of them. So they're not
Yeah.
just they don't just do one thing. They're all what do you call it? Jack of all trades
Inclusive.
in this franchising thing. And
Yeah.
there's many parts of this machine. It's like a well-oiled machine basically, and they all have worked at every part of it, which makes them. I just think the best team. I literally they did. I don't see another team being this. I'm just so happy with them and what they've done, and I can't wait to get to the next steps where we're going now.
That's the thing. They've got between their team, which is about 38 strong, they've got well over 100 years of experience in the franchising world. But one more thing I want to say about FMS is that and if you are a business owner and you have thought about franchising, or if you're like Rob and you've had your customers saying, "Man, you need to grow this business. We need this in our city or our state," and you don't know where to start, give me a call, Todd Abraham, 423-405-4040, and we'll set you up with a completely free, no pressure consultation. But I just want to say that if there's any part of your business that we feel like is not ready, hey, we'll let you know. Maybe you need one more year on the books for a profit loss, or maybe you need to, in other words, they won't just take your check and start. We're gonna analyze your business and we're gonna let you know, hey, you're ready to go, and this is how we'll start, or B, this is just a few things, because franchise marketing systems has done that for companies in the past. They said, hey, put 2 more years of business under your belt, come back, and that's entrepreneurs have done that, and
We do.
yeah, yeah, and FMS is number one in America and number one in Canada, and they've also got a Caribbean location open now for helping business owners become franchises down there. Just an awesome company. All right, so let's talk about your menu, because we talk about a healthy menu, but just give us a quick breakdown of all the different types of things that you offer. I know you said smoothies and
Yep, we do smoothies, we do fresh pressed juices, we do acai bowls, and then we do wrap salads, flatbreads. We have like a little food menu. We don't do a hood up in the ceiling, so we don't. Our build outs are not as high as some of our competitors, But we use a panini press, we use an egg machine, we do a breakfast menu as well. We just incorporate the vegetable everything we kind of have. We go through the farmers. We have a local farmers market that charges $2 delivery fee a day. They're pretty close. So it's easier for us to order every 48 hours, every 2 days from the farmers market in small amounts and get everything fresh rather than order huge amounts, 50 pounds of something off the truck. And at the end of the week, you got half of it going bad if you're not using it or you're throwing stuff out. So
right.
we order fresh every 2 days and keep everything fresh, and it keeps the waste and everything down, like I just said, and everything a lot fresher. But yeah, that's what we do. We do our smoothies. I'm like the only smoothie shop that does straight form amino acids in the smoothies. We do specialty blends, which aren't just fruits. We have vegetable smoothies. Some of them, like one of our most popular, is our Green Paradise. It's got kale, spinach, mango, pineapple, and coconut water. Uh, our peanut butter power. We have spirulina blue smoothies, just all kinds of different vegetable smoothies that are, we call them our specialty blends. Those are really popular. Our fresh pressed juices, if you order, say, an apple, carrot, orange juice, you watch us cut the apple, orange, peel the carrot, peel the orange, cut the carrot, everything, put it right in the juicer, juice it right in front of you. We're not
That's
giving you
cool.
something pre-made in the bottle. We're juicing everything fresh right in front of you.
That's cool.
Same thing with our acai bowls. Everything we offer acai, dragon fruit, and then we have some other sorbets. We have a new pumpkin one we're bringing in. We have a coconut one, and then the blue one we just brought in. So we have, all kinds of different flavors. But these are health wise things too. These aren't just something like you're going to get out of a 7-Eleven for sweet or taste. I mean, of course, they taste phenomenal. That's the thing. But you're going for the benefits of what's in this stuff.
Right.
Acai is 300 times more stronger than a blueberry. It's got tons of
Wow.
antioxidants, energy, and it tastes phenomenal. Same thing with the blue spirulina. There's benefits to all of this stuff, and people are catching on now. And that's what we're here to do, is educate, with everything. So,
Well, and
yeah.
what's cool is it sounds like when people come in, I mean, they can get any question answered about anything on the menu, not just by you, but by your employees too. Because you just said that was one of the things that you didn't like about some of the other places that you went. because the employees didn't know. So I imagine that your employees are well educated to educate your customers, right?
Yeah, we're trying to push the proteins. We have multiple, I forgot to mention, we have multiple different proteins. Unlike some of these places, they just have one or two or a couple different flavors. We use, we're a full nutrition store as well. We have a full wall of nutrition products. So the nutrition products that we sell, we use in the smoothies. So the tubs of protein that are on the shelf, we use that protein in the smoothies, the vanilla, the chocolate, but then we also have a non-flavor, we have a mass, we have a plant-based, we have all different types, casein, which are nighttime protein, a slow digestive. We offer all these different types of proteins and straight form amino acids also. I'm the only smoothie shop, I think, that I've ever seen that'll do straight arginine or BCAAs or creatine. Everyone's on this big creatine kick now. It's really popular. And we do straight creatine in the smoothies, carnitine, which is a natural fat burner. We do all that stuff, and we put all this stuff in the smoothies. You don't taste it. It's all amino acids. It's all natural. It's all good for you. This is stuff your body needs. And being 100, like you just said, you're out there mowing the yard. I'm down in South Florida. It's 95 degrees today. I mean, I think we all sweating and being out in the sun could use a boost all the time. You know what I mean? Electrolytes and and you actually feel better drinking these. It does add a pep in your step throughout the day. I mean, we get a ton of guys in. Our regulars are guys that work out in the sun and that are that own yard companies and that do construction. We get a lot of guys in that come in daily and get larges and that keep them going rather than go to get fast food throughout the day and soda.
Or Red Bulls or energy drinks.
Yeah. Yep.
5-hour energy, that's got to be the worst thing ever. So how long after you open your original location before you open your second and your third store?
Second and third store. We had actually UFit next to us because we're right next door to UFit, our main location. We had UFit come in and offer us some locations inside some UFits, which we did. It turned out pretty good for a while, but like all gyms, they go through phases. So the gyms kind of died out. One of them closed. So we pulled out and realized we're better in standalone spots like our main store. That's why we branched off and pulled out of UFits and went into a little bit closer and still more storefront locations. One of those I sold off to we had one franchisee with one of those and the other's ours. So and that's where we're at with the three, and then we got the fourth right now coming soon. We're waiting on permits for that, and
Cool.
that's going to be our first franchisee as well. And yeah, we're excited. We're really
That is
excited.
exciting.
Yeah.
So what sort of a square footage do you recommend for a location? And like what type, is it better in like a standalone, the true standalone, or like a storefront in like a strip shopping center? What's the
Yeah,
recommendation for that?
strip shopping center is what we usually look for. We usually try to find something next to a large gym. We have a lot of hot gyms down here in South Florida. You got EOS, Crunch, LA Fitness, UFit, Planet Fitness. There's a ton of them, and these are all gyms that are 30-40,000 square feet. Those where we fit best next to, being a nutrition store and offer and everything we have. It goes perfect next to a gym or even a college campus, a busy area like that. That's what we look for. Anywhere from 1,000, 1,200 to 1,600. You could go a little bit more if you want to, but around 14 to 1,600 is ideal. That's what our stores are now.
That's great. Now let's talk about so again, we're talking to Rob Bryan, naturalblendscafe.com, completely nutrition based, all natural. To be honest, I've never seen anything quite like it. I've seen, smoothie stores and stuff like that, but nothing as dedicated to the pure, I don't know how to describe it, the pure nutritional sense of what you offer. And again, like you said, with great flavors. But so the franchise fee is 30,000. The initial investment is around just about 190,000. That includes the franchise fee. The royalty fee is 6%, and the required local advertising spend is 3%. Now, like Rob was saying, I think it's important to understand that the build out is going to be less than it would be for other traditional type restaurant franchises, because you don't have to have all of the deep fryers and the exhaust hood and all of that sort of stuff. So you're definitely, this is going to be on the lower end of the anything and have to do with like any type of food type business where you're serving the public, because in most cases those typically run about 250 to 300 and up because of all those reasons. So
That's what we are at, Todd. We are at
right,
like we're starting at around 389 with the franchise fee.
right.
That's what so I'm not sure what the 190 you're seeing. Where do you
Well, this is on the Natural Blends website, the franchise information towards the bottom.
they didn't change. That was supposed to be changed. They put that I think wrong. I got to get that changed with them. You might have
Oh, no worries. No
yeah.
worries.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, it's supposed to the new FDD. We just got everything. We started with FMS, and like I said, like you said, it took us about a year to get everything in order with them and get everything corrected. I think some of those numbers in there were just based off of equipment or build out, or even just build out cost.
Right.
So yeah, like I said, with opening up one of these, we just equipment alone, we're at around 60 to 80,000 in just equipment, plus the first
Okay.
store orders, build out, and then you have also depending on what nutrition products you want to put on the shelves and how much shelf you want, depending on if you're next to one of these big gyms or not. It could get pricey. You could easily put 150,000 in just nutrition products on the shelf. So our build outs, our stores are going to start right around just under 400 and anywhere
Okay.
up to even 600, even 700. If you want to open something and like I said, we have a store now we're looking at up in Palm Beach Gardens. That's the new EOS 42,000 square foot 24-hour gym is going in next there. And like I said, that's going to be a hands down multi-million-dollar location. With that being said, load that store up with, I would throw as much of nutrition products in there as I could,
Right.
so it just depends on the location and where it's at, so
Well, good to know. All right. Well, so yeah. So if you're looking at the franchise information, just realize that that number for the initial investment is not the right number, but that's why we're doing the podcast, so we can get the correct information out there. So you're looking at around 350 to 400,000, and like Rob was saying, it could scale up from there. We can't promise income, obviously, but tell us a location, like you said, close to like a Planet Fitness or a bigger gym, in their first full year of operation. What sort of revenue might they expect to bring in?
ooh, easily. I mean, our stores do pretty well. We're open 7 days a week. We open from 7:30 in the morning till 9:30 at night. So we're open a good 14 hours throughout the week, a little bit less on weekends. And they do pretty well. We do some decent numbers. Our Green Acres location over there with a few years back when I mean it was hitting just under 1 million at that location, and that's without the Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, without, you know, uh, advertising and marketing like we're kind of doing now. So yeah, we're expecting some good numbers, but yeah, we do around. I mean, I could expect you could expect to do close to around 2,500 a day in there is
Right.
usually average. 2 to 3,000 a day is what we around average at our stores, a new location. Like I
But
said, I'm sorry, it
I
just varies on
don't.
location.
Well, just a quick question. Roughly how many employees does it take to run a store throughout the day?
2 and 3. We put usually 2 on in the start in the morning. We have a third come on for lunch rushes, and then 2 to close. Or sometimes during season, we have to keep a third person on throughout the day. Even a fourth we've had where it gets that busy. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Okay, now tell us, who is your ideal franchisee?
my ideal franchisee. Jim, somebody that's someone kind of like me, I guess, someone in the fitness industry. If they've been a personal trainer or just love to work out and health wise, or just want to change their lifestyle and want to change into that. That's probably the perfect person for this. I think you could get in there if you know the supplements a little bit, even if you don't. People, they sell themselves in there. Really, people come in to grab smoothies, and they wind up seeing all this stuff. I mean, and and grabbing it. We have everything that all the other stores kind of don't. I mean, just like I was going to even say with our menu, I mean, I left out a couple things we have on there, like a lot of these smoothie shops, they have wheatgrass shots. We offer ginger and turmeric shots as well. We also have kombucha on tap. We're also have a full line of workout gear, belts, gloves, straps, all that stuff, knee straps, all braces, back braces, all that workout gear. And we're a nutrition store. So we're a full pro shop for anybody at the gym and in between. We're a family establishment. We have kids come in all the way to seniors in there having salads and lunches. So we're an all around, not just for the fitness and gym head, but we're an all around family establishment. I think we fit everybody's lifestyle, and we just want to make everybody healthy. That's what we're here for. I mean,
Right.
like I said, we have kids. I mean, my wife's grandmother comes in with all her it's we match everybody's day-to-day activities and lifestyle. I mean, that's what we want to do, is just bring awareness to people and help educate and keep everybody healthy, and that's what we want to do.
That's awesome. So someone signs up, they buy a franchise, find a location from start to finish. What kind of a time frame are you looking at before they can open their store and start generating revenue?
Build outs usually take about 3-4 months. Permit process is usually a couple months. Finding a location usually a couple months. So you're looking at least 4 to 6 months, maybe a little more, give or take, depending on how fast we find a location. We are looking and have some pretty good prospect locations down here in South Florida. Like I said, we just launched the sales last week. Like, we already have a couple good leads and people interested. So we're already moving pretty quick, actually faster than I thought, which is just crazy to me. So I'm super happy and blessed. And yeah, I mean, I would say anywhere from about 4 or 5 months up to maybe 6-7 months, and
Well,
do the full training package right down here in South Florida at one of our stores, one of our new stores, or one of our main stores. And we just do everything right. We've been watching and sitting back for the last couple years, and just paying attention to all of our competition, and and we're just ready. We're just ready to do everything right, and we're just as ready as we're ever going to be. So I can't wait.
well, I can tell you, I live in Athens, Tennessee, so we're like right dead center between Knoxville and Chattanooga. Still a small town feel, which I love, but still a brisk area. Like our McDonald's here, they're not even the interstate, and that store does like $4 million a year. It's crazy. But there's nothing like what you have in this area that I'm aware of. So and I'm a glass half full kind of person. So the good side for anybody listening looking to possibly buy a franchise with Natural Blends Cafe is that because the economy is a little bit tighter and inflation's a little bit higher, it's caused certain businesses to go out, which means more retail spaces are available. The point of what I'm trying to say is that it's a plus if you're somebody looking to start a unique business that's very health oriented, but not just health oriented, but an actual cafe where things taste really good. That's what I love about what you do. You've got uh, offering like I've never seen, but you've got things that taste really good, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
So now, again, we're talking to Rob Bryan. Him and his wife Tiffany launched Natural Blends Nutrition Cafe, and the website naturalblendscafe.com. The franchise information link is on the navigation means at the top. But again, if you're looking at the numbers at the bottom, remember the initial investment actually is going to be around 350 to 400,000 starting out, which includes the franchise fee. But like Rob was saying, you get your location open, and if you can generate $1 million in revenue in the first year, well, my God, I mean, $500,000 is nothing because most businesses take 3 to 5 years before they actually go from the red to the black. And so that is really, really a very good thing. So if someone wants to get in touch with you to get more information, do you want them to go through the franchise information website? Do you want to put your number out there so they can call you directly? What's the best way?
Yeah, we have Nick Avena, and he's on the team at FMS. I think he's been with them over almost 20 years. I mean, he's the man. Get in touch with him. He knows what he's doing. I don't know what I'm doing with that, of course. They handle all. Listen, I know what I'm good at, and that's
Yeah.
handling my stores and dealing with the stores and getting people in. I let my team do that. I put everybody, like I said, it's all about your team, and each one of them have their parts, and I let them do their thing, and I'm confident, and and so yeah, hit up Nick Avena, and he'll take care of you. I mean, they even
Yeah.
offer financing, which is crazy. I didn't even know that, and I just found that out, that they actually do the financing. They base the payments off of the sales. So if you're out of season and you're not making good money this month, they're not going to slam you for a huge payment like the bank would, no matter what. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I never even heard that. That's
I
a
haven't
whole other
either.
thing.
Yeah.
So
And just so you know, like I said, if you're on the franchise information page at the bottom, click on that request franchise info. There's a form to fill out there. And then, like Rob was saying, Nick will most likely be the one getting in touch with you. And that contact form is at the very bottom of the franchise link. There's also a phone number there. And then also, you can reach out directly to me, Todd Abraham, 423-405-4040, and then I can help put you in touch with Nick, and help get you the information that you need. Rob, any closing comments before we wrap it up?
man, thank you for having me on. I was a little nervous coming on. It's the first time doing a podcast, but I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Well, it's a lot of fun. And, like I said, Franchise Flashlight podcast series, this is interview number 49, I believe. It's a great show because we spotlight new and emerging franchises. And what I love about Natural Blends Nutrition Cafe, it's a wholesome family franchise offering. So if you're somebody who is an entrepreneur and you're looking for something that is unique, something that's family oriented, and something that's going to help keep people healthy, this is a really good franchise offering for you. So, Rob, thanks so much for being on the program. If you're tuning in, listen, you can download these episodes on like Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. You could click to follow us. Typically do 1 to 2 episodes a week, and help us get the word out. Again, this is an original program for franchiseradio.net. And if you have a franchise that you want to spotlight, you can get in touch with me, Todd Abraham, 423-405-4040. Rob, thanks so much, brother. I enjoyed it.
Me too. Hopefully, I'll be back soon once we start cranking these out, and we'll do another round.
Yes, sir.
I look forward to it. Have a good night, Todd.
Thank you.